sort of catch him up.
Let's do this.
We might need a hand with this, though.
The first session, you guys went to bury Petros. It's
Correct.
where you discovered that there was some foul play. Something wasn't right.
Yes.
Between Cypress and Mogar, you guys had determined that there was some kind of like odd aura about his corpse, and Mogar had found that there were some things under his nails.
Correct. The mortar.
So that wasn't
Yes,
from above. Yeah.
Yes.
So you decided to do a little bit of investigating. Oh my god, we've been through so much. So what happened next? Symarra, you're our historian. Our
I
gatekeeper.
have 2 notebooks now.
Let's do this.
We'll go with the messy one because that seems in order. So.
I'll help too.
Okay. We did so much shit. What did we do?
So I can leave off when we woke up from where we.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm trying to think what happened between then the sheriff and then. So we went to talk to the sheriff.
We went to this town. Do you remember going into the town, Ella?
Yes, we went to the town. We went to the tavern, and I went to the apothecary and talked to them. And I went back and rendezvoused with you guys, and then we were gonna go talk to Gib.
Okay, so after we talked with Gib, I believe Tasha's gonna get the specifics, but I remember exactly what happens afterwards. We go back to the town to see if we can get more information since you left, and we didn't want to go. Yeah, we didn't want to go too far ahead. We waited till nighttime, and we wanted to go and go back towards the tavern. And then this is when we were trying to sneak because we saw a bunch of townsfolk in the middle of the town, all talking and I guess just having some kind of meeting. And so we were just walking around and trying to sneak. The rolls were insane, dude. I accidentally did not roll correctly, and I picked odds instead of evens, and so
I accidentally did not roll correctly. I think that's the best sentence so far. I accidentally didn't roll correctly. It's
I'm serious, man.
You went to go roll correctly, and you were like, "Oops." And then you dropped it wrong. And then, all right, continue.
So we passed out.
We all fell
woke
asleep.
up.
We had a good nap.
We were like, "What the fuck?" Everyone was okay. All our stuff was still there. Mogar was the only one who had blood covered from his hands all the way up to his elbows. So everyone was like, "What the hell?" And that was the end of that episode.
And we were surrounded by townsfolk. It went great.
Correct. They were all around us.
Like harvesting your arm kidneys or something. Like what?
It was so good.
Here's where shit gets real, dude. Here's where shit gets real. So
the sleeping song was before that. So sorry.
Go right ahead. No. Go right ahead, please. I remember.
So we approached. We went to town hall, but it was shut because we were going to ask them some questions. It was closed, and then there were some kids in the town center doing a creepy skipping song about chopping off heads and shit.
This is correct.
I wrote down the full rhyme.
This is when we went to the town. Yeah, when we went to the town before we saw everybody.
This is before we fell asleep and had a good nap.
Is this like this version's like London Bridges?
Yes.
Yeah. So all the kids know this song.
Wait, did you hear that when they talked about the Splatterman?
What?
No. Okay.
Don't judge. Can you sing this song, or do you have the clip?
I have this song written down. Can we have creepy music, Bob?
Yeah. I got you.
Yes.
Hold on.
I love this shit, bro. Get in the element. Let's go, Tasha.
Okay.
Hold on.
This is why notes the best.
Let me find it. It's gonna be good.
What is happening?
This isn't even the worst bit.
Dude, shit is not.
I'm ready. Okay. No pressure or anything. Put her body on the bed. Take a knife and lop her head. Watch the blood come out the pipe. Feeds the sturge so nice and ripe. Drops of blood so sparkly bright. Splatters spelled her name just right. With a hammer killed his wife. Now he wants to claim your life. Tricksy father tells a lie. Listen close or you will die. So that went awesome.
It gives you chills.
That's some real fucked up kids.
Yeah.
Are they like
We
orphans or something? Like, why are they acting out? Why are they acting out? Like, where are their parents? Where are their parents like, don't
Dude,
get with your creepy
killed
films
it.
and do
That
that
was
creepy
awesome.
shit in the world.
Clap us in chat.
And then
Way
we
to
were
set
like,
the stage. I was really enthralled with all of that.
Amazing.
So then we obviously decided to go exploring at nighttime.
Oh yeah, obviously after that would really get the blood flowing.
We wanted to see possessed people at night because you found out from the apothecary or from Cecil or someone.
But when did we get into prison? I thought it was because we had blood in our arms.
And that's when we woke up and went to prison. And then the deputy is a pervert.
Come on.
Okay,
now.
we'll go to that. Well, hold on. Okay, we'll get to that in just a minute. So before we got locked up, we had a moment because Lily was like, "Hey, don't we have some how would I say it? Don't we have a say in this kind of thing?" It's like, okay, what do you have to say?
Mm-hmm.
And then we told them our version of what happened because again, they don't know what happened. And we don't know what happened, but we had to make up a reason why I have blood all over my arms. And so what she stated was that they were doing magic tricks and that we have kinky stuff that we do.
Good pay.
Yeah.
I know kinky.
Yeah,
Magic kinky stuff.
Exactly. And then
I'd have believed you, and I would have kept walking.
and so she kept, and she had to roll bluff and do all that, and she did. And so the sheriff asked me to perform exactly what I did to get these red hands. And so I told him that I got good berries and we mushed it all over my hands and we would stick it down each other's throat because that was our kink. And so that I didn't tell the sheriff, so I asked him, "Are you ready?" So and he got a little bit of it in him, and then he was like, and he spit out a little bit of good berries in him, and but to get this good berries, there was blood, but to get the good berries, Lily had to mush it in her mouth and throw it at me as fast as possible. It was crazy rolls, and I'm not the best explainer, but yeah, it was all that in the mix.
He didn't love that.
So I walked away, and then you guys turned our game into Eyes Wide Shut, is what I'm doing.
Hold on. That was that part.
Not even.
I walked away for a couple steps,
Ella.
come back, and I might as well see Nicole Kidman's tits.
You're not,
because this is now Eyes Wide Shut.
We're almost there.
Almost did.
Wait,
Almost did.
Okay.
Tosh, would you like to continue?
So Sheriff wasn't mad keen that happened. And we may have got locked up in a little prison cell for a bit.
Yeah.
We were trying to get to Kendra. We were trying to get one of us to go to her or to her to come to us to help. Help us, Kendra. You're our only help. Didn't go awesome. The deputy, who is a pervert, but I feel like we can forgive him.
I could have told you that from the way that Bub did his voice. I could have told you he was a fucking pervert.
There's Sheriff Gibb, and then there's the deputy Bartlett.
It's a different guy. Oh, my bad. Well, the first guy, Gibbs, sounds like a pervert for sure.
Yeah, he's a shit-faced.
No, dude, the deputy,
I low-key flirted with him. We spoke about getting meatballs. If he lets me go get Kendra, we could get meatballs on the way. But no, apparently not. Then he has to see my dragon titties, and I.
Wait, see your dragon titties?
Yeah, see my dragon titties.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, no.
I was like, no. Why the hesitation?
Nix offered to let him see her ass.
Touch it.
Which happened. And then he smacked it. And they went off to see Kendra.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah, that's how that
something
went.
like that. Man.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel there's certainly some things that you're missing, but it gets better, I promise.
What certain things is he missing?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Have you guys done anything to solve the crime at
Wait,
all?
yes,
or
yes.
Has it all just
we have.
been
This is coming up.
BDSM?
No, we're trying to get you to the good parts. It's just this
Okay.
is what happens.
Oh, so
You
during
there's
need
the
all
more.
this information.
There's
or
way
else
more, Elo.
you
Yeah,
won't know.
okay.
And then
There's some backstory. So from that point, Nyx, after the whole ass thing, decided they were going to go back to see Kendra because she wanted to explain some things to Kendra. But when she got there, she went on a tirade about how Bart was her new lover. And Bart was like, no, that's not true. It's like, yeah, that's true. You smacked my ass. And he was like, no, I wouldn't do that. And then Kendra was like, is that true, Bart? No, no, I would never,
She's in
Kendra.
shackles.
And that's when she determined that Kendra and Bart have history, but she didn't really know what. So on the way back, after making Bart feel like an ass in front of someone that he obviously cared about.
Was that a pun?
It wasn't, but it worked out.
Okay.
She decides, to carry me back, Bart. And he's like, no, I'm just going to drag you back. And confronts him about why he's acting the way that he is. And he says, it's none of your business. But he tosses her back in jail. And then Gibbs comes in and says, that nobody's dead. Nobody's died, except we did find a dead lamb. And the person that the lamb belonged to isn't mad, but they want to be paid for it. So Solis was like, no, I can, this is fine. We can do this. We'll pay for it. We're not going to sweat it. No harm, no foul. Here's the money. Let us go, please. And
MVG's got a point. The Sacred Sutra.
Yep, this is when we found out that Solis actually writes the Satyr Sutra, the Kama Sutra for satyrs. He particularly draws it, and this is when he had a one-on-one with Bart, and they determined that, Solis particularly determined that he has some feelings, that Bart has feelings for Kendra, but he didn't really know to what degree, and he was like, let me level with you, Solis. I've heard a lot of things about you from town to town, and I know that you're going to come to this town and like clearly bet all of the women because you're beautiful with your hair and everything everybody says about your girth and your manhood, and there's we can't do anything about it, but I just, I got to know, like, how do you do it? And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, how do you do it so well? And he's like, well, I have a book. So he gives him like volume 1 of Satyr Sutra, and he's letting Bart read it, but he's like, well, I can't read. Nobody ever taught me how to read or write. He's like, no, it's fine. There's plenty of pictures. Plenty of pictures. He's like, there's man on man, goat on man, man on goat, goat on goat. It's just, it's everywhere. Yeah. So, and needless to say, they decided that they were going to head out to.
We had to go clean it.
Yeah, they had to go clean up the mess. And you guys can pick back up from what actually had happened.
Okay,
so
we
what was
down,
the mess again? There was a mess.
We headed down to Harrowstone Memorial because there was graffiti in the blood, and there was a very decorative V written on the Harrowstone Memorial, and we were like, I doubt Mogar's done this. Mogar can't write, so we don't think Mogar did it. And also,
correct,
it's a belly button height.
illiterate.
Instead of being like, even if he was possessed, it wouldn't have written it so low. The Harrowstone Memorial is a depiction of Warden, 25 extra names, and one name, which was Vesoriana, which we think is the Warden's wife. So, because she died
in
in
the song as well, dude. That's the one that they hit a hammer on her head.
Wait, from the...
No. What?
Is it?
No, she died. Well, she was in the prison when it burnt down.
Yeah, when it burned down.
And we don't know.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They, the dude had mentioned that to me. Somebody had mentioned that to me before.
Yeah. So we found out a bit more about Vesoriana, and well, we assume the V is Vesoriana anyway.
And it was in blood. You said
yes.
Correct. It was in blood.
Was
perceptions.
Was this the lamb's blood? Is this why?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Before we cleaned it off, we did perceptions and we did rolls, and we found out that it is my handwriting. It is me,
Oh,
my blood.
I thought it
or
said
like I did
Mogar
it.
didn't do it.
Mogar
Height
didn't do
level
it.
Really?
Scully button.
Mogar didn't do
I
it.
thought you said that it could have well been me. Like
We determined that it wasn't Mogar just because of the sheer height of the
You
V.
didn't do it.
Because it was
I
much
didn't do
lower. Like Mogar is obviously very tall, and
course.
even if he writes down at hip level, the V was still much lower. So it was someone that was obviously shorter than like 7.5 feet tall, like Mogar. So Mogar determined that it's likely that he was the one that killed the lamb, just because of the sheer damage. Mogar had also found his footprint. Previously was there at the site of this memorial, but he had never stepped in this location before. So those were his determining points, was that he had been there previously. They cleaned it off, and then what happened next?
Did we just, on a whim, decide to go to the false crypt then? It's fine. We don't need a full group. That's what I have next anyway.
I think you guys decided, that this was your
is a
time.
great time.
Oh wait, did you? I think you went back instead to Kendra's to do some research.
Oh yeah,
Yes, we did.
I have
We did a
something
lot of
a reference
research.
of. I have no idea what it is. I have something that just says on the
Tell me.
Palatine. Well, I have a book called The Great Esoteric.
It's the
But I don't know where this is from.
The Great Esoteric.
Yeah, that's the one. I don't know where I got this book from or why it's there.
They
Or-
wanted to learn a bit more about the deities, some of the things, the books that you guys had found in his last will and testament, because they thought it could have led to an understanding
this
of
one of-
why Petros died.
Is this one of his books then?
Petros's books?
Yeah.
Perhaps it is one of the books.
I can't remember where I found it.
Yeah, I was about to ask, what is the status of all the things that we have? Do we still have all those books, all those texts?
Yep, you guys do have all the books.
I think I remember
Okay.
we looked in the library and
The
Mogar
Great
found one which matched.
Gazoteric. What is that?
Yeah.
The Great Gazoteric.
Yeah, it was
There-
found in the library when we were trying to find matching things to compare. Yeah.
Correct. It was the Great
Got it.
Esoteric. There was the information on Verified Madness, where you learned a bit about the Dark Tapestry.
Yep.
Serving Your Hunger, where you learned about the goddess Urgathoa. You also learned about Zon-Kuthon with the Umbral Leaves book. And then the Manual of the Order of Palatine Eye. That was the purple book with the golden scarab.
nice.
Again, I will share that with you guys, just in case you forget. There you go.
So we did a bit of research. We didn't do much because we apparently have no clue
We had
about
bad
any of it. Oh, that was good.
Bob, I have one question for you.
What's up, bud?
Do you have the hit points still taken by any chance?
Are they back on?
If not, I think I still have them.
Dude, I love that picture for Mogar.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
That's Rawhead Rex, man.
I
so
don't.
funny.
I don't remember how much damage you took, but they did get into their first bout of combat.
I got 4.
We did 2.
Okay.
I took 4.
Anyway, they did some research, and inevitably they decided they needed to head to the false crypt. They needed to know what this was about. Because this is even spoken in his journal, these circled entries. This false crypt was basically a cache of goods left by the Church of Pharasma to battle the undead element. And you were like, they basically said, like, let's go get this shit and figure out how we can deal with this. But on the way there,
So good.
Mogar had discovered that that they were being followed. And when they pointed the character out, they went around. It was the deputy, Bartlett, was crouched behind a tree, when originally it looked like he had
Sheep.
that there was a sheep that had just walked out. But this felt a little too familiar for him, and he wasn't quite sure why. Turns out that the smell was the sheep, because he had recently become quite close with a lamb.
He porked it, bro.
That's what everybody's saying, that Bart
It
was...
literally says, pervert wants sex education lol in my notes, so it must be true.
Yeah, it must be. It must be true.
Yes.
Wow, I don't think I'm ready to put a whole man's like fucking reputation on the line of a couple sentences in a notebook. I don't know. You guys seems kind of fucked up. I don't know.
Needless to say,
We don't know what that guy did. We weren't there.
I mean, you should watch the pod back and see how he acted in the prison. It was an abuse of power.
they asked him what he was doing. Like, what are you doing here? And eventually he came out with it, and he said, I'd love to be with Kendra, but She is a worldly woman. She's been to secondary school and university, and I never have. She clearly knows her way around the bedroom, and I don't, because I've never been with a woman. I don't want to let her down. And
what are they teaching at these schools?
Well, this is because she went out of town and thought that because there was like no parentals around that she was able to do whatever she wanted. So he just flat out asked, because of the way that Nyx behaves, he said, "Will you teach me how to be with a woman?" And
how to bang.
Yeah, and Symarra was like, "No, hell no, not gonna happen.
You're a pervert." No.
And then Nyx was like, "If you help us, I'll help you, winky face." And he was like, "Okay, fine. What's the worst that could happen? I don't think you guys are bad people, and someone has to be your liaison in the town to make sure you don't fuck things up. So I'll follow you around and make sure you don't do anything wrong."
Correct.
That's when they broke into a crypt.
So
it was already open
because we found out why do we need to go to the false crypt, Tasha? Why?
Because the professor mentioned it in his journal, saying that there was stuff in there that's going to help with the undead or protect against.
Because we wanted to go to the prison, but the prison's full of possible
potential
ghosts.
ghosty. Yeah.
So we need to be able to arm ourselves. First thing we did was go to the false crypt where these said items were.
We were like, we'll get them. We'll hang out. It'll be fine.
So that's what you're looking at right now is the space. I forgot what it's called again. Could you remind me?
It was the false crypt in the Restlands, which is north of town.
The Restlands space. So think of a huge entire graveyard. So everything's just a graveyard.
Restlands.
We had to enter around. We had to go around. In the top right, there's a little niche. If you don't see, that's where we had to go in through.
It's right there.
Okay, so the Restlands are blessed by Pharasma. This is important. Prevents evil coming in or out.
Oh yeah, this is very important, bro. In or out.
There was a single door. It had a rusty lock with gargoyle statues, and it was facing south. The lock was already undone.
And this is where everybody entered into the false crypt.
We went in. There's some candles lit, but we don't really know why. There's some runes on the floor. Mogar remembers the runes from amulets of protection he's seen in the past, but we don't really know anything else. And then we went into the next room, which was where a 15-foot sarcophagus was.
Yes.
Tell them, Tasha.
Yeah,
we did open it.
An enormous sarcophagus, and this is where they found these supplies. They were hidden inside of a sarcophagus in a false crypt.
Okay. What was in there?
Quite a few things. Actually. Yeah. Go ahead, Tosh.
Okay. 12 silver-tipped arrows. 4 sun rods, which are like UV glow sticks. 6 flasks of blessed water, but we used one. You'll find out why. 10 arrows with a magical aura. 5, they're called ghost something. Ghost arrows. I don't know what I wrote there. Ghost touch. Oh, okay. Ghost touch arrows. The kind of ectoplasmy tips. 2 arrows with skulls carved on the shaft. 5 light green potions. 2 milky opaque potions. 4 scrolls. The 10th thing was a thin darkwood case with the Palatine eye scarab on it. That was on the book. Inside that was a spirit board and brass planchette and
a Ouija board, basically.
Yeah, and 4 iron and glass vials with churning clouds of vapor. It was there was 10 slots and 6 of them were empty. Oh, you have a spirit planchette. We still weren't supposed to get that, were we? There's this, and so we have 4 of those creepy skull design vials.
And these are the vials. Here I actually have a token drop for you. This is the vials that were inside.
You ready for the juicy part, brother?
Yeah.
Oh my god, here we go. So as soon as we open it up and we see what's inside, these worm creatures that are dead, they're huge. How long were they? Like 7-foot centipedes?
Giant centipedes.
Yeah, 6 to 7 feet, and it was about the size of a hound.
Correct.
Terrifying.
And there were 3 of them, and they were coming straight from the bottom right of the staircase, and they came out and was like blocking us from going up the staircase. And so our battles began, and that was the end of that episode. And then we picked up.
Everybody
started
was
a battle. And this is where episode 3 started.
Mhm.
And then episode 3 was where we started battling. I took the most damage because, of course, me going as Mogar, going fucking crazy. As you can see the picture, just wanting to do nasty work, which I did. But at the same time, Nyx did insane work, and so did Symarra.
Mediocre.
No, you did work. You did work. You did rolls, bro. Her rolls were on point.
My rolls were
That
better
was
with
insane.
the things with Bart.
It was crazy. It was good stuff. After we killed each one of them and we destroyed them, we then asked what do we wanted to do next. And so we figured out that
We were
Nyx would like to
coerced.
think-
We
Yeah.
were convinced.
that we need to use the Ouija board. And so we were like, no, let's not use the Ouija board here. Let's go use the Ouija, because what happens if something happens? Let's go use the Ouija board somewhere else in a better and safer environment.
Yeah. Good
So-
idea. Good job, guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it didn't go down like that.
So we went a little bit out, and then at the same time, Bob kind of convinced us. I believe the sheriff did. I don't know if it was the sheriff, Nyx, I forgot. Convinced us to go back into the crypt because that would be a better spot.
Safe.
So we went back in there. I was like, fuck it, whatever. Mogar doesn't know. And
To
here
be
we
fair,
go.
Nyx was like, "No, let's do it here. We're doing it here. We're gonna do it here, guys. It's okay.
Let's
We're
do
gonna do it right
And
here.
we're like,
Yeah.
Right
no,
here."
we need to
So,
go back. And
we-
we were injured. She was fine, but we need to go back. No. What's it? It'd be awesome. We need to find out because they have ghosts
Yeah,
here.
we didn't potion up or anything, man. It was straight up like, okay, let's do it right here. I was like, fuck, all right, she
So,
wants to do it now. Like,
I'm
let's
role
go.
playing as Bart the entire time, and he finds out what this thing is, and he's like, "I'm not touching that. I'm not gonna fucking do it.
Oh, yeah.
There's there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to convince me to do this. No way.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I'll let you touch my butt twice." He's like, "Let's go. Hands on the planchette. Let's go." Like he's already in it to win it.
Yeah.
Uh,
So we call upon a spirit,
the note
and
is
this.
Bart possessed YOLO.
So Bart started to become possessed. It was insane, dude. Like, it was a little bit weird how.
Possessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like.
He was nicer than Bart.
He
though.
wasn't possessed just yet. He was starting to become.
Did you
possessed.
really just say he was nicer than Bart? He borderline opened with "What's up, sugar tits? Want to get a leg?"
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
He said, "I want you
so
pretty." He
kinda
was a smooth
did.
talker. That's different.
So this. Tell him, Tosh, who is this gentleman, or
Okay.
who was this possessed?
I like
to?
how she's
You know
Smooth
what
swirling
the
her
fuck
talker.
is now.
Hey, sugar tits.
Hey,
It's
sugar tits. He wouldn't
smooth
say that.
talker.
So this isn't awesome. So I found out his name because there's power in a name. He's called Vance. That's what we'll start with. And he died in the fire in the prison, Harrison prison. So we found out a little bit about Visoriana. We found out her name from him.
He knows who
She walked
she
the
is.
halls. She was matronly, but she was patronizing, and she walked around with the warden. And then he was like, "Okay, I'll see you later." And we were like, "You can't go. That's not your body." And I think Mogar, did you make a reach for him first? We had a little bit of this.
Wait.
Oh,
There's
You
still
said
more
he wants to
information.
Yeah, there's
There's
still
still
more.
more.
Let's believe and kill people.
There's a lot of information before we do anything.
So like,
And
Bart is
Go on.
very sheepish, but he's truthful, and he wants to learn about a lot of things before he commits. But he's not very forward when it comes to anything sexual. It's just beyond him. So he doesn't refer to it as sex. He refers to it as like a plow, because that's what he heard about it being called once. So he refers to it that way, and he's very sheepish in nature. But Vance
You
is
explained to him never to do that and never to
yeah,
refer
we were
to
trying
Yeah.
to help him, but he was crap at everything.
Vance was more
Okay.
like a say like how
like Solis.
Solis, like
Mhm.
definitely like Solis, like
Mogar-
very-
Comfortable with his sexuality.
Mogar
Holy
attempted
shit.
to hold, like, basically hold him down, and he swatted his hand and grabs Mogar by the face, and he's like, "Look at those cheeks." And
like
Mogar's
he was that strong
"Whoa!"
because of his freaking ghost-like powers, dude. Oh my
Yeah.
god, my rolls were horrible that day, bro.
We
Horrible.
I convinced him to have a drink with us before he goes anywhere, thinking blessed water, it might stop him being possessed, right? Didn't work, so we used up a blessed water. Well,
Okay, well that was reasonable to assume. Have you guys identified any of the items in there
We have,
yet?
but we did it after this.
We did it after this.
Gotcha.
We'll tell you in a minute. This is, trust me.
She was really determined.
Nyx was very, very, very,
Like-
very wanting to talk to her dad on the
Yeah.
Ouija board.
Yeah, she thought that she could
Yeah.
summons the professor, the late professor, and it just didn't work that way.
What?
We
Why
had-
would?
Yeah, it
We
went
tried,
opposite.
man. We tried.
We had a little bit of a fight. We didn't want to hurt Bart too much, but we wanted to keep him and try figure. Like, it was a very quick fight.
I got some
We had to
damage. I
figure out
got
what to do.
I got one neck damage. Blade stairs.
And Solis got 1 damage as well because he threw Bart's short sword at Lily, but because she's so short, it just went over her head. So Lily has Bart's short sword right now.
Yes.
So it was like non-lethal damage, like try to take him down, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why there's ice on the stairs because I iced it.
Everything that we did to try to stop him from leaving because he wanted to leave because he needed to go somewhere. He kept saying, I need to go somewhere. I need
He's
to
like,
go
okay,
somewhere."
I'm gonna have to go kill folks. And in that
so,
vein, it turns
Yeah, that's
out
concerning. Yeah, we
and
should-
so
turns
we
out
kept
that
trying to
he-
stop him.
he's the Lopper. So
In
we've just
that children's tale, it started off with lop off her head, and
he's one of the 5 notorious people
yeah,
that was in
that's some
Harrowstone
of
prison.
the information they gathered inside of Petros's library is that Harrowstone was one of the tallest and most feared prisons by criminals because of the inmates that were housed here. They housed the worst of the worst, and the 5 worst. Let's see if everybody
I've
can
got it.
remember.
Father Charlatan, so I
Yep.
think he's the one that tells a lie. The Lopper, aka Vance. The Moss Water Marauder.
Mhm.
The Piper
Jared
of
from
Ilmarsh.
Subway.
Yeah. The Piper of Ilmarsh.
Yep.
And the Splatterman.
The Splatterman, yes.
The Spider-Man is the worst, dude.
No Jared from Subway.
No,
huh?
no, Jared. No, Jared.
No
Jared
Jared.
would he would not last here.
Oh, okay.
I managed to wrap Vance up in my hammock at one point. And once he got out of it, there's like this weird burn mark that kind of looks like a face. So I want to investigate that when I'm not at half health, to be honest. I remembered, but because Symarra is ditzy as all hell, she blurred it out that the Temple of Pharasma blessing the Restlands keeps evil in as well as keeps it out. So I was like, oh, it's fine. We don't even have to hold him. And then he was like, we'll see about that. And he went outside and we were all like, what
We
just
tried to stop
happened?
him. He rolled too good. Bub rolled too good,
Yeah.
dude, and he
We
broke
were
up
like,
everything.
what even happened right then? And we did a little bit of research into the sarcophagus item then, whilst he was just going around the Restlands.
He literally
terrified.
tried to run off out of the crypt, and when he was trying to run out of the crypt, he disappeared right when he went out of the crypt. Like, he didn't go
yeah.
into the Restlands. He just, right as he jumped out of the crypt, like, boom. Bart was like, what the fuck?
He went to the gap in the wall where we entered, and he was throwing Bart's body against the wall repeatedly.
Oh.
And then
It
But I
technically
think
wasn't like a real wall. There was
it's like
basically the
invisible.
the priests of Pharasma set up runic wards to prevent evil from escaping and evil from coming in. So it's
So he was basically throwing himself against this ward,
Yeah.
over and over to
Over
try
and
to
over again,
escape.
correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
gotcha.
We felt a disturbance in the wards.
a shift of energy that a few of them felt, and when they went outside, Bart's body lay between the foundation of the cracked wall. And when they went outside to look at him, his face was bruised and battered, just like he had just had the shit kicked out of him. And looking through the planchette, because it's something that they've used,
Oh yeah,
They
Nick
were
slipped through
using-
it and saw the ghostly essence
yeah,
earlier.
when they were looking at Bart, it looked sort of like a Reaper-like figure, an apparition, was trying to marionette his soul and trying to control him. But when she looked back through the planchette again outside, he looked just fine, just severely injured. And as she pans the horizon, the session ended with her looking through the planchette and seeing a black wolf that was being guided by the same apparition, this marionette figure.
He's outside, dude.
He made it outside.
And there's like a
the
hole
woods.
in the runes.
Yeah.
He made it outside, and we're freaking out because he's the wolf. He got out.
Oops.
So
and that's what they were afraid
also-
of. They didn't want to tell you because they decided to use.
So it was
spirit
Solis's
board.
idea.
Get the fuck out of here.
So
Anywho, here are the items that we found out about.
before we tell you about all that,
How do you
Bob did
feel,
say
Ella?
that we kind of broke the rules. Now, I wouldn't say broke the rules, but we kind of like
Oh.
we went off the charts.
You went off the
literally
rails a little bit.
a little bit. You said we went literally off. We can't. We're
Don't
done
have
with the
no
book.
anymore.
Yeah, we don't have the book anymore.
I mean, you guys do. You do. But it's bare bones for a reason. If it was a rail course, then roleplay would have no impact. But in this case, you guys deviated from the course, and you decided to take action with a Ouija board immediately, as opposed to in a controlled situation with an understanding of what it's capable of.
Things. It's
Well,
so
my thing is
2017.
why didn't you guys use any of the things? I mean, you did use the blessed
didn't
water,
know
but
they
why
were.
didn't you use?
So we couldn't. It was like too quick fire. We couldn't figure it out. But we figured some of it out whilst he was throwing himself against the ward wall.
Wait, hold on a second. So you're perfectly willing to use Ouija boards without identifying them or like taking control. But like
I
weaponry that's
tried,
made
Ello, I
specifically, but
tried
weaponry
so
that's
hard.
made specifically for fighting ghosts and stuff, you guys didn't even give it a shot.
We tried, and she killed it on the rolls and the bluffs and everything. Man, it was insane.
So
You
Nick's
seriously need
just
to
like
look. Here's what a clip.
diplomancered. So she just
we-
diplomancered
Yeah.
her way to the top.
Yeah.
Like
We need a clip of Lily's convincing. Who has
I'm
one?
not gonna lie, she did, dude. We tried. We needed
Yeah.
both you
what
guys.
what
Solis
kind
and-
of person? So Nyx is like essentially leading this group. What like what
It's
kind
more
of
like-
person is Nyx?
He literally just goes
Nyx
to
is like a
people's
little
faces
like
and-
crazy little fucking
Yes.
goblin, basically.
yes.
He
Yes.
does
Little
flip-
magical goblin. Like, are we even sure that it's good character? We
No.
we might have an evil character in our group with a little fucking goblin trying to fuck shit up.
Is she like chaotic everything? She's not even like chaotic good. She's just chaotic.
She's chaotic
Roleplay.
neutral.
Like-
Chaotic, yeah, chaotic.
No,
neutral.
it was
She's chaotic
funny.
neutral. No wonder she doesn't
It
give a
was-
shit about us.
Dude, I
It's just like,
tried,
fuck
man. We tried, but now things are gonna have to figure
Well,
out.
it's fine. We have.
Are you
it'll
sure
be
this is not
fine.
episode 4?
That was episode 4. So it's 5.
Yeah, this
So,
will mark episode 5.
The
Which-
green potions. We think it's a healing potion, but I'm not sure.
Oh, that's good.
We
I
did
didn't
we
use
roll.
it.
Do you
we
want to roll?
think
Do you
it's
want-
a healing potion.
Do you want to roll?
Look, they will
Yeah,
let you
I
use
would
your
love
rolls.
to try to identify this shit. Not that I think
Yeah,
that.
please do. I haven't even got much. The 2 milky potions. Potion of lesser restoration. Negates statistic debuffs plus D4 in your favor. So if you have like a minus charisma or something, it'll negate it. I didn't have a clue about what the 2 of the first scrolls were. No idea. The last, nor the third. The third one was slightly different from the first 2. And then the 4th one was more different, and it was a scroll of protection from evil. But that's all I know. And then the creepy skull vial is a haunt siphon. It captures a haunt's energies. You twist the metal the same round as his movement, deals positive energy to ghost. Cannot neutralize possession, because I asked. Necromantic runes decorate it, and vapor is churning.
How many of
That's
those
all
do
we
we
know.
have?
We have
Four.
4 of those, and there was
Okay.
originally 10 in the box, but 6 had already gone. So I think the professor might have
They
had
were
some.
already gone before us.
Okay.
I
Yes,
was
oh,
thinking.
yeah.
I was thinking that you were supposed to use that vial to suck up the soul.
Yeah,
we
like
needed
Ghostbusters,
to,
man.
I think
Kind
we
of
needed
thing,
to,
yes.
Like, see him and stuff, I think. When we were speaking to Vance the Lopper, he hinted it wasn't him that was possessing the townsfolk.
Well, yeah, he just sounds like a fucking.
He was like, "Nah, that's not me."
What did he say
Um,
exactly? He said something very specific.
Let me see if it's in my shitty notes.
While she's looking, guys, get this retweet out. If we hit 20 retweets, it'll give them the luck reroll that they need. I think right now we're sitting at 8. So please, 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 please retweet that out right now. They will need their luck rerolls.
I was
is
too
there anything
emotionally
that you
involved,
need
and I
to
didn't
know?
write it down.
Anything more? Like, is there anything during those couple episodes that you would like to know in more in depth that we could probably
Yeah, if we missed
remember?
anything. And like, what did he say, Bob? Because I don't know what it was.
Because we gave a lot of info, dude.
No, I understand, and I think I've wrapped my head around it about as good as I can, having it recapped like that.
Mhm.
So I'm okay. If something pops up, I'll probably just articulate it and say, hey.
We'll remind you too.
Well,
blah,
I mean,
blah, blah.
the super too long didn't read is like we got some items, we done a fight, and we let out a serial killer, possess people.
Well, it sounds like you did. It sounds like fucking Nick did. So what do you need for identifying spellcraft? Can I take a shot at identifying some of the stuff that they weren't able to, or are you just considering
spellcraft or knowledge arcana? Typically, they're a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B can help you sort of discover some things about it, but knowledge arcana can help you a lot. Whatever you'd like to try.
Okay, I'm gonna go with.
Wait. What was the thing about that I missed, Bob? What did he specifically say?
He said that was far too flashy. There's too much showmanship in that.
Okay.
Okay, this is going to be my role for identifying those items.
We're going to do them one at a time. Pick the first, so I know which one you're trying.
Oh,
okay. So
can
we
you give me a list of
Let's
what is gonna
go,
identify?
Cypress.
Yeah, we've got we don't know.
We're also back outside,
about...
bub. We're back outside.
Okay.
Okay.
We don't know what the blessed water does. And we have 3 scrolls.
Okay, let me go ahead and just roll on the blessed water just to see if there's any kind of thing beyond that. It's a blessed water.
Okay, let's see what you got.
And those are all we have for potions.
Fuck yeah, starting it up, baby.
You're convinced that it's just holy water.
Okay, cool. First scroll.
Wait, what?
Okay, let's see.
There you go, brother.
Because there's 2.
That was a roll, man.
And I'll just go ahead and do second and third, too, on those
Okay.
scrolls.
So you're able to determine what the first scroll is. It's a scroll of Detect Undead.
Okay, cool.
Right.
All right, I share that with the group.
Yes.
The second set of scrolls, these are the twin matching scrolls. You cannot determine what they are, nor the last.
Really? Even with a 22 and a 20? Or a 20 and a 15? I can't determine it? Damn, man.
No. You could, for all intents and purposes, with your allies, if they gave you their inspiration, you might be able to determine it. Particularly with that 20. In this case, if he gives you the inspiration, you roll a d4 and you add it to it.
Can I have another?
So the second scroll with the 22, he didn't get it?
No, he got the 22. That 22 determined that the first...
The second scroll.
The 20 did not.
The first roll, the 18 was the potion. The 22 was the scroll.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you would add the inspiration to the 20 to hope to at least hit 22.
Take it, homie. Take it, man.
So
Do
roll a
it if you want.
d4. Since he's giving it to you, it'll be a d4 for you.
We used yours. Sorry. We were
Okay.
like, okay. Oh dear.
I'm going to give you an even or odd in your favor. You choose.
Okay, even.
Okay. Even it is.
Nice.
The second set of twin scrolls is
Oh, I thought
hide.
the first.
Hide from undead.
Hide from undead.
Yes.
So we have 2 of those.
2 of that one.
Hide from undead.
Okay. Let me.
So detect and hide from.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder how that spell actually plays out. Well, I would know that, wouldn't I? Like exactly the parameters of the spell since I identified it. So
Yeah.
what exactly does hide from undead actually do?
Let me tell you that.
What? I didn't ask these questions.
We gotta
Right.
get better at this. We're getting there. Ella's just a veteran.
Okay.
Hide from undead. The reason that you don't know what hide from what the scroll did is because you didn't roll well enough to determine what they were.
Well, I got the scroll of protection from evil.
Yeah, you've got that one. So in this case, hide from undead. Undead cannot see, hear, or smell creatures warded by this spell. Even extraordinary or supernatural sensory capabilities such as blind sense, blind sight, scent, and Tremor Sense cannot detect or locate a warded creature.
Wow.
They're only one use as well.
Are they single person, or is it like in an area, or
It is.
what?
It has a duration of 10 minutes per level of user.
Merry Christmas, you filthy
Let's see what else here.
Is this all the
It's
scrolls?
one touched creature per level.
One touched creature per level. Okay, so basically with this scroll, one person for 10 minutes is basically undetectable by undead, which
Correct.
is insane and could be really
That's good.
useful in the future.
Hell yeah.
The other one was detect undead. Could I get the ramifications for that? Or not the
Yeah.
ramifications, but the specs on that?
Yes, you can. Let's see.
Sorry, this is super boring, nerdy stuff, but we got to know this shit.
No, I think
Can
people are equally as interested in this. Detect Undead. It has a range of 60 feet. Area is cone-shaped emanation. Its concentration check. It's up to 1 minute per level. It has no saving throw, no spell resistance. You can detect the aura that surrounds undead creatures. The amount of information revealed depends on how long you study them. In the first round, it's the presence or absence of undead auras. Second round, which is 12 seconds, remember the number of undead auras in the area and the strength of the strongest undead aura present. If you are of good
Ooh.
alignment and the strongest undead aura strength is overwhelming, see below, and the creature has HD of at least twice your character level, you are considered stunned for 1 round, or until the spell ends. If you study for the third round, you get the strength and location of each undead creature. If an aura is outside of your line of sight, then you discern its direction, but not its exact location. You'll also gain the aura strength, which is the hit dice of the creature, and the lingering aura is an undead aura lingers after its original source is destroyed. If Detect Undead is cast and directed at such a location, the spell indicates an aura strength of dim, even weaker than a faint aura. How long the aura lingers at this dim level depends on its original power, as given on the table below.
Someone's gonna need to remember that because
I can basically remember that. Basically, it's you use the scroll and then you stare basically in a
Yeah.
direction and you look for the outline of undead or
I'm
the
like-
auras of undead, and then you focus on them for a minute.
the last one I got strength and location of each creature and knowledge of their type.
Here's a link. I'm going to put
Basically.
this directly into Twitch chat if you guys are following.
I can look it up later as long as there's not
There's-
any spoiler info on it. I'll put
There
it in my.
is the Detect Undead. You guys can this is chat also will probably want to see that, so I'll just share it
Okay.
there. And you said that you wanted to know a bit more about your scroll of protection from evil.
Yeah.
Okay. Scroll of protection from evil. Casting time is 1 standard action. Duration is 1 minute per level. This spell wards a creature from attacks by evil creatures, from mental control, and from summoned creatures. It takes a magical barrier around the subject at a distance of 1 foot. The barrier moves with the subject and has at least 3 major effects. First, the subject gains a +2 deflection bonus on AC, +2 resistance on saves, and these bonuses apply against attacks made on or against affected creatures. Second, the subject immediately receives another saving throw against any spells or effects that possesses or exercises mental control over this creature. It goes on to dictate additional stats about that. And the third is the spell prevents bodily contact by evil summoned creatures.
Whoops.
Got a luck reroll, bro.
Nice.
Sorry. I was just paying attention to that. I was like,
Nice. 22 retweets. Very good, guys.
so we
Oh.
know each and every scroll, correct? All
Yes.
4 scrolls.
Um,
So it is detect undead, it is hide from undead, these 2, and the last one is protect from evil.
Yeah.
No. We don't know the last one. The last one that we just got here out of those 3 scrolls, we still don't know what it does. I
Are
did
you
not.
sure?
no,
I
it's
Yeah,
got the
this
first,
was
the first 2 are the same, and those are hide from undead, and then the different one was detect undead, and I knew of the other scroll.
Yeah,
from last
she
time.
actually succeeded on that.
I just didn't know what it did.
on that
Oh,
spell.
so she already knew the
Yeah.
last
Yeah,
one.
Yes,
I
sir.
just didn't
Yes,
ask
sir.
the follow-up question.
Gotcha.
we-
Okay,
So we now know all scrolls. We know holy water. Now we need you to roll for if the green potion really is healing potion and stuff like that.
Yeah, we've got the light green. Think it's a health potion, and then we've got the milky opaque one, which is definitely a potion of lesser restoration. And then
Yes.
we know what the spoopy one is, so it's just the green.
Cypress,
like
you
the
don't,
arrows.
you don't actually have to roll this because you are one with nature and you have
Boom.
concocted these yourself.
Oh, man.
Since you have made these yourself, you're 100% sure that these are Cure Light potions.
Okay, cool. All right, and I share that with the group.
Thank you.
Your
All right.
life potion.
This is perfect
Cool.
stuff.
Do I
dude.
still? Do we still have damage? As we decide, Bub.
Yes, you will
Oh.
still have damage. The damage will linger until you guys either
get
have that
rest.
mended, or you get rest, or you drink potions. These Cure Light potions, that's the kind of thing that replenishes your quote-unquote hit point bar.
I'm loath to use them right now, even though I have no health.
No, you definitely want to use, not right now, but
I've got
like,
4 health out of 8.
okay, well, we're not in any real
I'm okay
danger
for
right
now.
now.
Correct.
Yeah, like let's just hold on to
Okay
it
for
when
now.
it happens.
Yeah,
If
definitely.
something does happen, feel free to chug one immediately.
Yeah, I've got the
But-
potions. Solis has got the arrows.
I
And
knew
you know
what
that
that,
you can,
but she does.
and I don't know how Bub deals with this, but I'm sure he does ready action. You could say something like, I want to have the potion in my right hand ready to go. As soon as we're in danger, I want to chug my first action. I just want to chug this thing. And so if something bad does happen, you immediately react. Like you can do that for holding a shot. Like let's say you have a bow and arrow. You can say, I'm going to let loose this arrow if that guy jumps over the wall. So if he takes the action, then your action happens immediately.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. So you can set that up. If you wanted to, I mean. Does that make
Okay.
do you get
Yeah,
what I'm
it
saying?
makes sense. You know, on the map, I'm just going to tell you where the gap is. You see that little notch, which is like just where the arrow is for the mobile? The arrow's pointing at it.
Hold on, I gotta close. Okay, where on the map?
So on the right hand side where the false crypt is, if you follow that right, and there's the wall and there's like a notch.
You see the false
So like
crypt?
there's those three buildings in the corner. And
Yes,
just
correct.
below that there's like a brownie notch instead of the
Oh
white.
yeah. There's an opening.
That's where we entered, and that's where the damage is essentially to the rune shield of invisible protection from the temple.
Gotcha. Okay. And do we know if that shield is completely down now, or if they just broke a part of the ward?
What
I
it
don't know.
said was, Nick sees divine runes protecting area, but one is broken. Looks at the blight 60 yards away, sees blackened fur wolf with yellow eyes, possessed by Vance. Turns, licks lips, wags his tail, and turns away.
So there may be some way to repair this.
Well, they come
Potentially,
every single
yes.
day to fix the runes, so if we don't tell anyone, it's probably fine.
Well, like, I mean, I don't know if this is what they were trying to keep here. I assume it was, but there may be other things that.
Yeah, maybe. So I think we're like by the wall, right now.
Yeah, you guys were technically by the wall. The session ended with you guys basically looking over the body of Bart. He is
Yeah.
unconscious and battered, and he's not doing well.
He only has
Um,
bleeding
do I have
ears
any
and
spells?
eyes. and a
I mean,
broken
have I
face.
used any spells yet?
Have you? You've not used any spells, no.
No,
Okay, I
we-
would like to use one of my spells for the day and convert it into a healing spell, as per my druid rights. Correct, I believe.
I think that's cleric rights. As a druid, you are capable of using your spontaneous casting to turn
Oh, that's
into
right. With the
summon nature's
summon.
ally.
With the
Yes.
summon nature's ally. That's
Correct.
right. So we decided that I would go with the healing, and I would change it if I needed to. Okay,
Correct.
so I should have at least. Let me double check my spells real quick.
This will be good because we didn't want to get in trouble for Bart being beat up.
Yeah, dude. Not only that, I need Tasha needs health. I need health, or I need some sleep. Something.
I think we should probably go feel bad for ourselves right now.
Yeah.
We haven't even started the
Actually-
episode yet, dude. I'm so excited. We just had to fill you in with all this stuff.
Okay, so I actually don't have. Wait. No.
You have your good berries.
Yeah, I have my good berries. That's what I've memorized right now. That's what I should have memorized right now.
Right.
So I don't have a heal like memorized at the
I have
moment.
flapjack. Will that
So
make him-
I can shove some good berries in his mouth and make him chomp it up, or mush it up into like a paste and.
Well, see, what
try
nobody else
to-
realizes, like, it's a long-running joke about what it's done to Solis, but the good berries are actually, like, they're minor healing tonics.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, they are. They
Okay.
can heal you. They can mend your wounds.
I thought that was just a role-playing device.
It actually is an ability, which is pretty unique to druids. I think other classes can get it, but I know druids can just kind of like conjure good berries. Like, yeah, good berries right there. Oh, look.
Basically, you have like you have more opportunities to heal, but at a smaller rate, and they're not very convenient for battle. Like, you just stop to pop a good berry in your mouth for like 1 HP isn't going to be really beneficial for your standard action, right? So it's kind of the payoff of not having like a heal right there, like, oh, I heal you. But now I don't know what to do with this motherfucker who's battered on the ground. So all I know to do is just take some good berries, pound them up into a paste, and kind of put it in this guy's mouth and hope that it helps with his healing. Can I check up for a pulse or like any kind of rudimentary? Because I do have heal, I believe.
It was tested. You can do a heal check to determine the damage that's been done.
Okay. So I've got the potions. Solis has got the arrows. I've also got the Ouija board and brass planchette. And I've got the scrolls as well. Bless you.
Thank you.
Nick.
Now that Nick is a cardboard until she comes, am I holding her?
Yeah. That's fine. And to give everybody the details, Lily wants to be here, and she still will be here, but her power is currently getting worked on. Something like a loose cable or something in their house. They're not sure what it is. She will be with us soon enough.
So, question: Does anybody here besides me, like you two, do either of you guys have heal? Do you guys have any idea how to help heal? Okay, never mind then.
No.
All right, I'm gonna try to like help dude out, assess his life, like stop bleeding, open air lungs, ABCs, all that good shit.
He was attacked with a screaming thing, so his ears are bleeding. That helps.
Okay. Shit. Well, I just want to like first responder assess this guy and see what we can do to help him out, because he's pretty fucked up looking.
Yeah, he's pretty rough, and we are going to go to our traditional start. I'm gonna
go. Oh, sorry. I
you're
jumped
totally
right
fine.
in. I'm like ready to go, man. I've been holding back for a couple weeks. I'm ready.
Another luck reroll, baby.
You're totally fine. Let's see if that's accurate. If you guys got your next luck reroll, that might count as your luck reroll. Question mark? I'll let it update.
We had the retweet one.
Mm-hmm.
And then
my dashboard hasn't updated. It says we're at 264 right now. Once it says 265, then I'll give it to you.
That's good.
So we're really close either way. So I'll be right back. When we return, guys, we will kick into some actual roleplay, and we'll talk about what's happening to Bart and to his face. Sound fair?
It's the same thing.
Good.
All right.